Hey guys, welcome back to the Outfoxxed program. In our last 3 videos, we covered the essential framework of the encounter. That is to say, what happens before things get physical. Now, on to perhaps my favorite self-defense technique, movement of all time. You guys ready for it? It's known as the Valkyrie.
Stay back.
It's incredibly strong in that it's built into the natural structure of the human body, not relying so much on muscular strength. It's incredibly fast in that it's basically locked and loaded from our flinch response, which is the natural position that our body undergoes when we feel fear or when we're startled or surprised. Even better when we are aware, if intuition has already kicked in, if we're switched on, as we say, then you can fire off the Valkyrie from any of the various fence postures. If you don't know what the fence is, you gotta check out our last video. If you want to dig deeper into your understanding of what the fence is or want to try to master the fence, go to outfoxxed.com. Go to the blog. We've got an article there just for you. Well, essentially the Valkyrie is a posture that we assume that both jolts and provides an impenetrable, although temporary, barrier between you and your attacker. Now we'll get into the movements and the details a little bit later. Now just as the fence is a product of Jeff Thompson, the Valkyrie is our version of Tony Blauer's spear. Why do we adopt these postures? Why do we adopt these techniques? Because they work, and they work extremely well, and it does not take years and years of study to get proficient at it. Now, just as the fence needs to be non-threatening, communicative, and mobile, the Valkyrie bridges the gap. It closes the distance. It closes the space between you and your attacker by defending, by not defending. Instead, we defend by attacking. Now, there's a wonderful quote by Bruce Lee that kind of sums this up. He says, "To reach me, you have to move to me. Your movement gives me an opportunity to intercept you." When our brain or our culmination of our self-defense experience tells us to go, we attack. If our attacker happens to attack first, we arrive first. How do we do this? Well, the secret's not really a secret, but I'll let you in on it anyway. Number 1, if we're aware, then we're not likely to be surprised. Number 2, if you trust your intuition, I would hope that you would have some version of the fence already going. Now, if you have this information, I also hope that you're not waiting for them to strike or restrain you, that you're not frozen in fear. If this is the case, you do not wait. You launch into your Valkyrie. It's a pretty safe bet. But remember, it's only temporary. Now, the term Valkyrie actually comes from Viking mythology. And I know nowadays when we think of Vikings, we think of this. At least, I know I do. With the shield in one hand and a spear or sword in the other, this is the perfect example of the female warrior and the technique that we're trying to describe. So when you're performing the Valkyrie, imagine that you're a strong warrior goddess. You're a Valkyrie moving into action.
With our lead arm outstretched, but not fully locked out, and your other arm bent downward, fairly close to your body, you can imagine that the right arm is the Valkyrie's sword and your left as your trusty shield. We use these so that when our natural instinct to push away danger arrives, we've trained ourselves to brace with these strong and powerful tools, not our weak hands and wrists. In the early stages of learning the Valkyrie, position yourself in a wide stance with your spine straight but angled forward at the hip. Understanding the structure of the Valkyrie, finding your timing and angle of attack is all a big part of the learning process. Have fun with your partner, go slow at first, and progressively add speed, power, and realism. And while it's possible you could get attacked completely out of the blue, we first train for what we can see, a situation where intuition has told you there's danger, using an active fence in this case to deliver a painful attack to your attacker's centerline.
An important note. When training the Valkyrie, make sure that you and your training partner move slowly, at least until you guys understand the basics of the technique. Remind your partner that they're there to train with you, not to test you, not to compete with you. There's no real learning if the person you're training with just wants to see you fail. So, as the Gracies say, keep it playful, at least in the beginning. And if you want to perfect your Valkyrie, if you want to improve on the Valkyrie, visit Outfoxxed.com, go to the blog. We've got an article there just for you. Link in the description box below. It'll take you directly to the article. If you have any questions or concerns, we'll be happy to answer them. Leave your comment in the comment box below. Go leave them on the blog or email us directly at outfoxprogram@gmail.com. As always, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and stay safe, stay foxy. Peace.
To get a more in-depth description and how to be more successful in the Valkyrie, refer to our blog. There you will have pictures showing you how to hold your hands, stand, gain leverage, and more. Link in the picture or in the description box below.